it's mostly invisible, but it's all around you. We're swimming in it right now. Cell phone messages, tweets, text, digital television. Our normal senses can't detect it. But these little supercomputer smartphones can measure it, interact with it. So right now, you're awash in data, but you're mostly unaware of it. This, in fact, is the data deluge. So as we look out, we say, where's all this data? Where's it been? 30 years ago, IBM just introduced the personal computer with its first internal hard drive, 10 megabytes. 2 years previously, to 1986, when at that time only 1% of information stored on the globe was in digital format. Most of it was in tons of paper, millions of books, miles of analog audio and videotape, long playing records, and the uncounted number of slides and photographs. The digital part was in a little bit of digital tape, hard disk drives, and the brand new medium of optical disk storage called CD-ROM. The amount of data tripled in 7 years to 3%. And then in the next 7, jumped to 25% of the information stored on the planet. We have to shrink the scale now by 3,000% in order to bring it into today's context. So as we look out, in 2002, just 2 years later, it went from 25% to 50% of the data. And by 2012, we're producing as much data every day as was stored on the whole planet prior to the year 2000. This is a monstrous amount of data. This is the digital data explosion. So you say, well, so what? How does this impact my life, your life? Well, a recent study, 2014, said that the average US person spends 444 minutes in front of a screen. So what does that mean? That's almost as much time as is spent sleeping. What's that doing to our dreams? And if you want to compare it, we spend about 50 minutes or less to commute, 75 minutes or less to make and eat our meals, and pretty soon, in our smart rolling Wi-Fi hotspots called cars, we're going to be riding down the road in front of yet another digital display. So we're running the data wheel. Now, who's producing all this data? Well, consumers, yes. But increasingly, it's sensors, 24/7, every second, producing data. Consider that a single telescope in Australia is producing enough data to fill 15 million iPhones every day. Or the 6 million closed circuit televisions that surveil the United Kingdom. An average Londoner will be captured on 30 video cameras in the course of their daily stroll through the streets. So is this something that we should be worried about? Who owns this data? So governments want, and law enforcement, to be able to extract information more quickly. In fact, they'd like to find out threats before they even occur. Corporations, retailers, they want to know what you're buying, what your habits are, and how they can market to you more effectively. And if we have our way, as we believe it will, in just a few short years, almost everything will be able to be inexpensively tracked from the time you produce it to the time you throw it away in the garbage can. The Internet of Things will drastically change the way we not only live, but the way we produce data and consume it. We saw in the video how you can mine data. One of the things that is out there is called social media. And social media allows us to look at information, 500 million tweets a day, 100,000 a second. And here I've scanned and searched for Embry Riddle, TEDx, cyber, and security. And I'll get a stream of information which I could further mine to find out information. Health workers are using tweets to better predict the outbreak and spread of contagious diseases like flu. There's a lot of opportunity, but text is only the tiniest bit of the data that's out of it. Most of it, the large, vast bulk of it, video, images. So people have been able to take still photos that are posted, millions of them a day, on network sites, paste them together, and make a 3D image of the world. This is pretty nice. I can go and visit in 3D the Vatican long before I ever set foot in Italy. Pretty good, but the world is changing. And so one of the things we can notice is that as the world changes, we can make a time-lapse image. Here, by sewing together images taken by tourists over a period of 10 years, researchers were able to show the receding glacier in Norway. So this is seeing something sped up from a data source that was never expected to be put together in this format. So all of this information is available. Millions of them are being posted on the web. Today, 100 million photographs are available for researchers to employ their increasingly sophisticated data structure and sorting algorithms. Consider this. Most information from space telescopes, from astronomical and physical experiments have never been looked at by a human or a computer. So 250,000 amateurs were able to look through the archives and discover something brand new. It's called the green Pea Galaxy. Interesting because it's forming stars at 10 times the rate of our own giant Milky Way. And it has this characteristic green look because blue hot stars are being formed, blending their color with the old yellow suns like our own star, forming this unique color. This is part of the Galaxy Zoo Discovery project that allows you and me to become an astronomer. So we can imagine there might be something monstrous in this data, but there's also an enormous opportunity. We could look at cityscapes changing. We could look at ocean currents. We can look at trends. We can look at the past and help predict the future. This is a great new opportunity. And the people that are the adventurers in this, asking the questions, seeking new data, are the ones that are taming the monsters of data. They are the ones that are finding the edge of the map where our current knowledge ends. So it's a data deluge. And all the information of the past is being eclipsed by that which we are creating today. So, surf's up.